In this video, I go deeper in on the research I'm doing to reveal the truth about creating happiness in our lives. So I'm doing a lot of interviews these days, and this video came about when I had a conversation yesterday with a young man. Since I was a young adult, I have been looking for a way to create deep happiness in my life. I tried out different methods, especially on the matter of manifesting, or as I prefer to call it, co-creating with our Father. And this winter, after 25 years, I got the result I had in mind. For the first time in my life, I daily experienced deep joy. I succeeded. But when I looked around me, it was a sad finding to see that I was one of the few. So I started doing research to find out what was blocking people from having happy lives. I now talk to all kinds of people about this subject, and so I did yesterday. I saw on social media a post of a young man in which I saw a lot of potential to find happiness. And so I reached out to him. An hour later, we had a talk. It was someone who had discovered an important piece of the puzzle. He read the books of Vladimir Maigret, a good sign. More so, he could also see the sad state of our current civilization, where suffering has become an accepted thing. A more promising sign. But when I asked him if he was co-creating his dream together with our Father, he said he wasn't. And that he trusted that the work he was doing to become a better person would make our Father do the rest. And that's something I hear a lot when I talk to people. But is it also a valuable reasoning? Does it make sense? Is working on yourself to become a better person sufficient to become happy? So after our conversation, I compared the idea of this young man with the people I know that have found deep happiness in their life or are very close to it. I looked at their process and I could see that the core of their process is always a long period in which they create daily the future they strive for. And this was not happening in the life of this young man. Besides that, I don't know any people who have brought deep happiness into their lives or are very close to it that have only worked on becoming a better person. The question is then, of course, why does this young man and many others with him believe that the work of co-creation is not the right thing to do? Is there a logical explanation? Well, there is. As you can see, I'm having these days a lot of conversations with people about creating deep happiness and how people approach this. And I would like to continue with this little research because I think it's pretty important to help people. So if you would be open to share your story with me, that would help me a lot. You can do this by email, then you write me your story, or we can have a call about this. Both are valuable to me. From my side, I can highlight the things that I see in your story that are promising or good signs that you are ready to take your first steps as a co-creator, or that you are close to obtain deep happiness in your life, as I did with the young man in the story. I'll put the link to schedule a call and my email in the description. So the question was, why does this young man and many others with him believe that the work of co-creation is not the right thing to do? That has everything to do with the way our current civilization is conceived. Our current civilization is conceived by a few people who are not in the picture at all. Their goal is pretty simple: to make as many people as possible suffer. And if you have still a connection with the truth, it is not hard to see that they did a pretty good job. To accomplish that, those people created mental blockages for 3 concepts that are essential to creating deep happiness. They knew if they could obstruct people to do one of those 3 things, happiness would be impossible. And one of those 3 concepts is the act of co-creating with our Father. In the example of the young man I spoke with, this is the obstacle that obstructs him to co-create with our Father. It is enough that you do your job to become a better person, and that is all you have to do. The rest is up to the divinity, and we shouldn't interfere with the divinity. That would be very inappropriate. As humans, we are brainwashed from a young age with these firm beliefs. And on top of that, we don't see any people who differ from these beliefs. So we think that is the normal. It's as simple as that. In my next video, I will explain what co-creating with our Father looks like and how it has worked for me and other people to obtain deep happiness. So if you are interested in this process of co-creating, subscribe and watch my next video. I wish you all bright thoughts.